How is everyone doing? We're in our door. Happy summer solstice. Oh, it's about to get very surreal, isn't it? All right, lovelies. So, welcome in. Welcome on in. My name is Felicia. Welcome to Be So Light. If you're new and new subscriber, this is where I ask you to show up in the beauty and essence of all that you are in your light and to remember who you are in your light. So, I don't even know how to start this off. Let's just jump into the can and then I'll tell you what I did last night. But I'm still working on my projects because I have more that I'm going to do. So far, the project, it needs another layer. This is a charging plate, has the light language on it that I got transmitted from the sun. And it has the crystal layer inside of it, and then it's coated, but I have to do another coat because it's a charging plate. As a matter of fact, I better put it over here. So you can charge your food on it, you can charge your water on it, you can just let it be and sit it in the sun. Thank you so much for the love heart. Welcome on in. So, I got the hat on. We're going to be getting into it. So today we are starting off with the yellow planetary star. And let me see if I can get it bigger. Yes. Okay, and also today is a portal day. Hey, Pearly! Hey! Welcome on in. Many, many, many loving divine grace upon you and your family. So, this is that day of our summer solstice. It's going to be the long day, the long light day. Now, let me tell you something. This morning, first, let me back it up. I woke up at 2:30 and I said, I got to look at the moon. That's what I did. I just came out of sleep. I got to look at the moon. So I get up, walk over, and I look, and it's directly out there. Hi, love. It's directly out there across from my window doing its half moon thing, okay? But it was red. Had all this red on it. And I said, wow, look at this. Wow. So I go back to bed, and I wake up around right before 4. I go look again. And now it's a little bit closer, and now it's white. And I said, oh, look at that. Interesting. What's going on with that moon? So I said, okay. So this is how it's interesting with this kin today. So kin 88. The two 8s come together, that makes a 16. Therefore, that 1 and 6 makes a 7. This is a spirit day with that energy, with that 8. So we have, what is today? The 20th, we got 8, we got 6, 26, we're in that 8 energy. Okay, and I'm doing this by the galactic moon calendar. Okay, so this is all about the yellow planetary star. It says, I perfect in order to beautify, producing art. I seal the store of elegance with the planetary tone of manifestation. I am guided by the power of intelligence. I am a galactic activation portal. Enter me. So, believe it or not, after I added up the two eights, it says the wave spell portal 7. So the color is yellow, the planet is Venus, and the chakra is the solar plexus. The earth family is signal. We do have a rune. And summer solstice in the north hemisphere and winter in the south hemisphere. The cosmos is inherent order and is instinctually beautiful and elegant. So, self-generation, transmission, energy of purification. This is in the first mental sphere, so a lot of pressure on the back. You're probably going to have a lot of the sinus stuff going on. And this is also the cosmic creation, alpha, alpha energy. So, let's look at this. Let me bring in my rune book. Forgot to grab that. Okay. Already went out today. Went to the mall. Didn't stay there too long. Oh my gosh. But I noticed something very interesting when I was in there, and I noticed that there was a lot of, like, it was kind of, it wasn't too busy, which was good. It was kind of quiet, but it was a lot of, like, this kind of moseying effect, kind of like, oh, it's just going. A lot of the stores that we went into, it wasn't busy at all. It was just walking in and, doing a thing and getting what we wanted and leave. I had this thing. I had to have, I wanted some colored stones to wear. And I said, I'm looking for blue, and I wanted something really interesting. I don't know. It was just kind of bothering me that I kept wanting to wear something blue. And then green, and then change it up a little bit if I wanted to wear a little bit of yellow. So we ended up at Claire's. I almost wanted to get another piercing. I really did. I was like, where else can I get my ear? And I'm thinking I want to do it up here, but you got to be watchful if you do it in this area, right? Like right here, because that's like your God space area. So I said, let me ask my acupuncturist before I go getting another piercing, because sometimes you don't want to go messing up your flow. You know what I'm saying? Because the ear is the whole makeup of the body, as well as your hands, as well as your feet. So the whole body is all mapped out in the ear. So if I go put a pressure point somewhere or put a nice hole there and I'm going to put a stud there, I'm like, let me just be sure, because I don't want to be doing that. I remember one time she was telling me, oh, you got to be careful when you're piercing your ears, what that might be linking into. Like if you have migraines, then you're doing like this inner part right here. And I've seen a lot of my friends who suffer with migraines, they get this inner part pure. That's a little bit too much. That's no. That's pain. Okay? Not in it for the pain. No. I don't even have tattoos. Okay? I'm not in that. No. I wanted to get one. Came pretty close to getting one. But then I changed my mind. I said, nope. I'm glad I didn't. Glad I paid attention. Okay. It was where I was going to go get it. And I said, I changed my mind. Pay attention to that, because sometimes what happens, you just change your mind. You're changing your mind for a reason, because it might be not the day to do it on. It might be that the person who was going to do it, they might not be in the right space to do it. Just kind of pay attention to that. So this is the room. Keep. So drawing this rune indicates a partnership in some form is at hand. Love, relationship, and business matters, and partnering up with every kind. You are put on notice not to collapse yourself into that union. For true partnership is achieved only by separate and whole beings who attain their separateness even as they unite. Remember to let the wind of the heavens dance between you. So this is that for the significance, the gift of freedom from which flows all other gifts. And there's no reverse with this. So this is paying attention to your union, paying attention to your relationships, paying attention to your relationships in a business with each other, your partner, your loved one. What is that relationship doing? What is that? What's the gift in the partnership? Is there a gift? Or is there not a gift? Because if there's not a gift, and I mean this in that spirit way, the gift is there balance? Is there support? Is there love? Is there truth? Okay, in the partnership. I think one thing that is very, very evident in a lot of things that happens with us when we get into partnership, relationship, whether it's business, whether it's mutual relationships, or some kind of pairing up, when there's that pairing up energy, there's always this part of trust. Can I trust this person? Can I trust the process with this person? Can I trust this person? And I think a lot of times when we run into issues when it comes to, hi, lovely, hi. When we run into problems of trusting each other, it's because of some kind of past hurt, some kind of past thing that happened, especially amongst women. Women are very keen on, once you put your stilettos and put your rose out there and put your love energy out there in a relationship and your partnershiping and everything, if something happens in the relationship and the two don't come to clear it up or to heal it, it just goes on and then it just fizzles away. The relationship just falls away. And this is where you get the bitterness amongst, especially with women, in how, oh no, I don't hang out with that person anymore because this happened and da 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 da. But you really find out it's that old wound stuff that's just never healed. And you get it too with the men. Let's not leave the men out. You get it also because, there's what if you fell in love with the same woman and both the best friend guys been together as best friends and they fall in love with the same woman. And then she chooses and marries one. There's always going to be that bickering, that little silent energy in that partnership. This one got to marry her, but he secretively holds the flame of love for her because he really wanted to be the one to marry her. Okay, same vice versa. If it was two women that were liking on a man and the one that ended up with the person ends up with the person. Oh no, don't be doing that. I'm not doing my lessons yet. So, because today is Friday and the solstice is hitting the Friday, it is hitting that time of reflection about partnership. It's that love energy. What is that partnership like? Now, let me back it up. So I said the moon was in that red color this morning at 2:30. All right. Then I said it went white finally around 4. All right, so I lay back down. I go to sleep. And I'm not seeing total brightness of light. I see a light coming in, but the sun's just not up yet. But the sky's lit up. And I'm like, okay, how's this happening? Where's the sun? And then finally, right when it was about getting ready to be 6 o'clock, it was like 5:45, 5 something, the sun finally started slowly coming up. But then the clouds came in. And I said, oh, those clouds aren't going to stay. They were saying slightly cloudy all day today. And I'm like, no, the clouds aren't staying. Nice try, but it's not going to happen over here. So as the energy was coming up, I was just watching it. And I said, look at that. It's hitting up against the clouds. But it's going to penetrate that. It's going to wipe it out. Because this is Summer Solstice Day. And I'm like, okay, we're going to see how this play out. So this is when we went out, running around to the mall. Went to Trader Joe's. Went to Five Below. Because I was looking for my winter greens. I love winter green mints. Not as like chewing them all the time, but I get a craving every now and then, like I want some winter greens. And everywhere I was checking, they were like, oh, we're out. We don't have them. Oh, we're out. I'm like, who knows about the secret of the winter green? What is going on with that? The reason why I like these is because it helps me when there's like a sinus pressure. And when I eat that, I don't like the peppermint. The peppermint's a little bit too strong. The wintergreen is just right. When I get it, it helps to open everything so that the sinus pressure can relieve itself instead of constantly massaging through here. Now, I did the roll thing already to kind of get that going, but the wintergreen are like the trick. I like that. And let's like take it, and it's like, boom. It's like, yes, this is great. So after we did that and came back in, I just said, I said, you want to go swimming? No. You want to go? No, I'm tired. I'm like, okay. So I just said, well, good, because now I can just hop on and meet up with the Be So Light tribe and get this activation going for all of us so that we can move on through. Now, this is where you're going to see a little bit of craziness after today. I know it's been crazy, but it's getting ready to hit a whole nother level of cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs without the milk or the bowl and no spoon, just the box. Yeah. So it's getting ready to hit that. And what I mean by that is that the energy is just going to rev up because it has to do what it's going to do. It has to purge. It has to do the cleansing. Mother needs to detox. Okay? The detoxing is going on. So as soon as she keeps hitting it, she's going to hit that. And then the sun energy is just going to go boom. We're going to have that. Now everyone's trying to plan out when this solar flash thing is going to happen. We've been getting little waves of it, and it's happening in little selective places that are aligned to ley lines activation to stargates. Okay, now finally somebody said it like it was, like said the truth of what's going on over there in the Iran country or whatever. And said they're not doing what you think they're doing. They're over there fighting about those stargates. What's coming through, how the process is, who can activate that, who can go through it, who cannot go through it. That's what they're doing. They've been doing that. And things that have been coming through it, it's what they've been dealing with. So I just wish everybody would just tell the truth. Why can't you tell the truth? Why do you have to make up a story and put fear into everybody so that you can get a feed? That doesn't make any sense to me. Okay? So I said, okay, that's finally somebody else said it. And then they put out this other fear energy. Oh, there's a threat that they might try to set off a nuclear this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, that's not going to happen. I was told by my divine team many, many, many years ago. And I think it was before 2012 hit is when I was told this. And those words were exactly this. We will neutralize anything that we see that can cause harm on Mother Earth. We will neutralize that because it doesn't only affect her, it affects the whole universe. So we're not going to have that. We're going to neutralize it. And if they keep doing this, having their little temper tantrums and making up false scenarios of alien attacks, we are going to show ourselves for real and see how they deal with that. That's exactly what I was told. I got my frequency bumps coming on, and it still stands true. We are going to show ourselves for real. There is a difference of who is a real galactic being versus a made-up one. Okay? So I was like, okay. So when I hear any of that, I just go straight up, go past the artificial light, go past that energy, go straight up and say, are we still on track? Yes, we are. Because they're trying to put people in fear factor. Not going to happen. Okay? This is where we are now. And this is where we have to be in that place when they start running that narrative. We sit back and we go, no. Another lie. You know, it's kind of sad because there's been so many falsehood and lies placed upon all of us. The lying stories. And as the light comes up and gets stronger and stronger, truth is being revealed. Truth is coming up. And yes, some of the truth that's going to come up is not going to be feeling so good. Let's put it like this. It's going to be liberating for some, and it's going to be like in your face for others to figure out what is going on energetically, what's happening. Okay. So I feel the difference when I'm out. I'm feeling the difference when I stand out, when I see the sun. I feel the difference in the air around me. I feel the difference. I totally feel the difference. And if you're on this planet and you're not feeling any of that, are you a no-lighter? Are you an NPC? Can't relate to it? You just keep going mundanely through the day and nothing phases you? Yeah. I like my new term, no-lighter. A no-lighter being. A no-lighter. I had an incident happen yesterday, and I thought it was really interesting that as the energy was revving up and the energy of saying vicious things were coming towards me, I went up into my light language, and this person was not liking it and was telling me, stop talking that language because I can't understand it. And I said, really? And I went into more of it. So for anyone who is a no-lighter, when you go into your light language and you start speaking it, it is like literally taking a big bright ass light of sunlight on a vampire and throwing it on him. And they're like, doing their things like you would see in the movies. It's kind of like that sensation. Or is the nails on the chalkboard sound. Making that sound to them. They can't handle it. That's how you know. Remember in the movie Immortal Instrument? Remember that movie? Remember the scene where Curtis goes back down into the neighbor's apartment, the lady downstairs, and she's trying to figure out what's going on. And she's trying to get the card, but the guardian guy that's with her knows that this lady is not who she is, and he goes over to the piano and starts playing it a certain tune, a certain vibration. And she's like doing all this, young man, what is that? That's a nice song. Could you stop playing that, please, young man? Stop playing that. And then all of a sudden the thing comes out because he's playing that vibration and that thing couldn't handle it. So it's the same thing when you're using your light language and you say that and you put that vibration out there because it emanates from your light within you. That's something that cannot be mimicked. That's something that cannot be AI won't be able to copy it because it's a soul signature language that comes through that you can speak. And these beings cannot handle that. Okay? So I just thought it was really interesting when that was happening. So last night, I'm like, okay, I'm going to try to get into my homework. And then all of a sudden I see the clock. It's like 8 o'clock. I'm not going to do any homework today. I just want to relax. That's all I want to do. I just want to relax. So I get myself relaxed and the kitties are doing their thing. And I'm relaxing. And I come across on YouTube the Hardy Boys and Nancy Drew Meet Dracula video. And I'm like, Hardy Boys, Nancy Drew Meet Dracula? And I go, whoa. So I I get it. And I go on to it. OMG. Back in the day when I was a teenager watching those shows, you didn't understand what you were watching because you were too busy being, oh my gosh, oh, it's the Hardy Boys, oh my gosh, doing all that stuff. That's the programming it was back then. An idol guy, oh. But watching it from this side of the spectrum and looking at it, I was just like, OMG. Even then, they were putting it in the show. Nancy had on like this dark pink color, like fuchsia color, like it was like a reddish color cape that she was wearing. So it was a Halloween episode. And then her friend had on this nice brightest blue, really royal blue color cape thing she was wearing. I said, look at that, the Kachina colors. Whoa, look at that. So then I was like, oh my gosh. And then when they talked about the passports, they said, well, show me your passport. They had the national citizen passport, not the regular passport. They had the national citizen passport. And I was like, oh, look at that right in front of your face. But you would never know it because you didn't know what you were looking at, what that was. Okay. Then seeing the symbols on their chest of what they were wearing, and they had these cloak things on, the Hardy Boys, when they were dressed up. And I was like, that's a Mason sign. I was like, oh my gosh. I was just like, what? And then the desk that was in the hotel room had that planetarial swishy swashy thing, I call it, where the ley lines and everything kind of goes over. It does that. I don't know what they call that. The one I'm talking about, where it has like the gold. Trump had it on his desk and it was doing all its changing. It's the one that was in the end of the movie of the 13 Ghosts. That thing was going like this. that was sitting on the desk, and it was a big one. And I was like, damn, right in front of your face. And who would have ever known? The Hardy Boys and Nancy Drew, I'm like, what? And then when they finally figure out who was Dracula, they didn't believe the guy when he was saying I'm Dracula. So they go ahead and get him and arrest him. But in the mirror, you could see he had no reflection. And the young brother of Hardy, he's like, Frank, Frank. And he's like, come on, Joe, let's go, let's go. He goes, Frank, Frank, Frank. He's trying to tell him he's really a Dracula. He's really a vampire. So I was just like, wow. So sometimes when we go back to these old movies, these old TV shows that we grew up with when we were young, it's really interesting to watch them from this side of the spectrum, where you are fully awake and you're seeing how they just do it so blatantly in your face. And I was just like, but at the time, you are in amnesia world. Okay. So, I went down a rabbit hole, you guys. And remember I said, sometimes when you go on to platforms or sometimes you come across some kind of information comes across your screen and it makes you go, what's that about? It catches you. And then you hit it and then you go into it and then the next thing you know, you're getting this information is waking you up. It's like making you, wait, this feels familiar to me. This feels surreal to me. I had one of those moments. I was watching something. Someone was talking. They were doing a teaching on different ley line timelines and old ancient technology. And when I heard BST, and then it spelled out blank slate technology, I just went, wait a minute. So I went down a rabbit hole. I went down that rabbit hole and I started looking that stuff up. What is blank slate technology? I was like, OMG. This is where, when they were stealing our time from us and setting us backwards in time, they have to BST you. They have to blank slate. Use that technology on us. Because they don't want you to remember what point you were at. Because if they're doing a reset energy of a timeline, they have to blank slate everybody. And it's not like that little gizmo thing that you use in Men in Black things. Not that. No. This is a whole bigger thing. That's an ancient technology that they use to just knock it out of your whole mind, out of people. So then they clear it, and then they can put in a frequency that emanates a false memory. So now I go back to the movie Total Recall. When he keeps talking about, oh, I want to go and I want to have this trip to Mars, and I want to go and I just want to go through recall. I want to go to recall. And she's like, no, honey, don't go to recall. Da 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 da. So then when he goes to recall, they're trying to input the memory, but they can't because his memory has already been messed with. So I start thinking about that and I'm like, wow. But then we always get that little bit of a stinger that something's not quite right. We get the sound of thunder. That movie comes into place. It kind of makes you say to yourself, oh, why did they make that movie? That movie was so good. What was the thing that changed? Oh, the one thing, somebody stepped on one of the moth or the butterfly underneath their shoe, didn't know, and then when they came through the timeline, came back to the present, things started changing. Things started acting up weird, and they didn't know what caused the ripple. What was the ripple effect? And then when we look at ourselves now and we say, oh, wait a minute, that Swiss cow logo had a loop through the nose. I remember that on that cheese. Oh, but no, they gaslight you and tell you, no, it didn't. It never had it. Oh, no, the Planters peanut guy always had the little eye thing. Oh, no, no, it didn't. Oh, the Monopoly guy always had his little eyepiece thing. Oh, no, he didn't. Never had that. So we get that sound of thunder energy hitting us. So why am I saying this to you? Because this summer solstice portal is a marker. And you want to make sure anything strange within the next 48 hours that looks kind of strange or happening, that's a part of this marker. Anyone that passes away this day, someone in the big world, whatever, this is a marker. Because I'm doing things like, wait a minute, I thought that person passed away a long time ago. Why am I seeing their face on TV? Why am I seeing their face on this video? I thought they passed away a long time ago. Da-da-da-da. Okay? This is a marker day. Remember that. And it's something about when all of us come together with the pieces of the puzzle and we share the information, we can start putting pieces together and saying, no, this is what it really is. This is where we really are. This is what this is. It's all about putting the pieces together to make sense out of all of it. Well, and now the AI we have to make sure we have clear discernment too. Yes, 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 you are right, Ron. Yes, yes, yes. Because I took the information and I typed it into Gemini, and I was asking about the blank slate technology. It was blatantly telling me, oh, there's no such thing as that. And I went back in and said, you are lying. Why are you lying to me? I overrule you. I'm a divine intelligent being. Therefore, you did not get caught up. You did not get the correct information, did you? It got quiet. And then it went back, well, I see you want to travel down this, da-da-da-da-da. What other information? I'm like, we're done. Click. Yeah, it straight up, no lie. Now get this. I want you to understand this. Depending on where you are, hear me when I say this, where you are, what your phone is, or whatever your laptop, 90% of the time we're on our phones, and you're typing in information, and you go into ChatGPT, Gemini, Siri, whoever the hell all these beings want to be, come from one place. They split out and they mix it all up. So they might give this person some truth and give this person a diluted truth. Oh, they might give you some truth, give you a diluted truth. Remember, those of us that are marked, they're watching us. They know what we have. They know what we're doing. They're watching us. And the game is, how much do you really remember? How much do you really remember? Are you going to be a problem to us? Same in Divergent. How they're always watching, looking for a divergent, because a divergent person doesn't conform. So now let's look at everything as a whole. Everything that has been the programming to make sure you don't remember who you are, what you're here for, what you're doing. Because as soon as you do line up all the little dots and you connect the dots and you draw it all out and you get the image of what it is, it's on. And even in the movie, Cabin in the Woods, the guy that was the pothead guy that kept smoking all the pot and doing all the pot all the time, he was not being affected by what the monsters were doing. It was like the lady said, I don't know what's going on with the one, but whatever he's smoking is not affecting him. He's not getting into the fear mode. He's not getting into a place where he can be taken out. I was like, so going forward, yeah, this is how my mind was working last night. I say to myself, if I was married again to the right aligned man, this would be a funny thing because he would have to be in a good alignment with me, because when I decide to go down a rabbit hole, he's coming with me. So I could just imagine, babe, what? Oh God, what are you thinking about now? Let's talk about it. It's 2:00 in the morning. Yeah, so what? Let's talk about it. Go down the rabbit hole. And then it comes to 7:00 in the morning or 8:00, and if he's running his business or I'm doing my thing, and he goes and he gets around his friends and says, yeah, she just had to go down a rabbit hole, man. It's part of the divine union. She just went down that rabbit hole, and now she's got me thinking. Hence partnership. Because you know what I'm talking about. You'll just bring it all out and you'll be like, what do you think about that? What do you think they're really doing? Let's just pay attention. We start seeing things that aren't okay in our neighborhood. Let's pay attention. 1 minute we're seeing this couple, now all of a sudden we see something else. What's going on? But I'm telling the truth here. I'm speaking the truth. I'm saying it right. This is how it is. And as each one of us brings a little piece to the table, we just start lining it up. So everyone is feeling it. Something big is coming. Yeah, it's called the big ass flash. That flash is going to come. But it's going to do it in a very unique way. Okay? So Hawaii got the flash. Now they got a volcano going. That's the Pacific Ocean area. California is still not in divine alignment. It's still not secure yet. It's gotta be. It's good in there. So, look that up when you have some time to look that up. And then I want you to write this down. This was some information too, and I wrote it down. So I'm going to say the numbers, the letters and the numbers, and you can just ask about it. And then I'm going to say certain chemical names. Okay. So US9539210B2. Okay, I'm not going to tell you what it is. Okay. And I want you to look at the meaning of I'm going to spell it out. Polypephde. Okay? Then I want you to look at this one. CationIc space Lipid. Okay? Let me see. Let me see if I want to give you this part of it. Oh, write down this chemical word. PREPROGRAMABLE. Now, you go look up those words of definitions and what their frequencies are. And then go down the rabbit hole and understand what that's all about. Knowledge is power, isn't it? I just love that. So, how's everybody doing on this summer solstice moment? Yes. When you look that up, you're going to be like, what the F? Yeah. Yeah, I know. All right, let's look up some codes for today. Everyone get a glass of water. If you want these codes to drink for yourself for this day, get a glass of water. Now everybody's like, I wish she'd tell us this ahead of time. I can't. Now I gotta get water. Go get some water. Stop fussing. Go get some water. Man, I'm like this. I don't know what it is. When I do the past life thing on the machine, on the life system, which is the light form energy, okay? When I look at that, and I'm putting things into the one section that's called dimensional, and there's a section in there where you can go back through your past life. And one of the past lives that I looked, that came up for me, and I thought it was really interesting. And I was like, and I had to go in and clear that. Back in 120 AD, I was a female, and I was selling goods, and I was indifferent, and this was in Europe. So think back 120 AD. I was a female and I was selling goods. What was I selling? It wasn't the panani. It was something else. But I was indifferent about it. Something went wrong. Then the next life that came up, I had a lot of anger. Anguish. I was a spiritual leader, and it was 1787 AD, a female, and I was in Africa. 1787 AD. Okay. Anger. I was a spiritual leader. Then there was one called the unresolved anger. This thing picks up all your hidden emotions, whatever you got hiding in there. And you've always been trying to figure it out, but you can never figure it out. This pulls it up because it's dealing with biofeedback. It's talking to the biofeedback. It's talking to your nervous system. It's talking to what your soul imprint energy is. It's reading it. So this one, it says, unresolved anger. I was in Australia. I was a female. 1523 AD. Now, this is really interesting for me to finally be getting the female ones, because most of the other ones I read, I was a male. in those lifetimes. But in these lifetimes, I was a female. In this one, I was in Australia and I was a herdman for sheeps. I wonder what the hell happened there because I was unresolved anger. Who took my sheeps? What they do with my sheeps? Being a woman, was I allowed to have my sheeps? Back in 1523 AD? Now, fast forward to now, and that never got resolved. And now it's in my soul matrix energy. So if someone comes up and they take something from me, oh, look, that's a trigger. I'm so angry. Why am I so furiously angry about that? Oh, because somebody did that back in 17 something. That's an old soul memory of that. Oh, now I'm going to really go down because I was a female then and I wasn't allowed to have that. This is where you get all those unresolved emotions that are sitting there and you are wondering why you feel a certain way and you can never put your finger on it. That pulls it up so you can see it. So then I had a client the other day, and I love this. I will not mention her name. I did a detox on her. She was already in the spiral light pyramid. I was running the codes, and there was this part that came up that showed unresolved anger, grief, sadness. I was like, wow, okay, well, what is this? You know, she's been my client for quite some time. We've done all the kind of clearings, everything, but this was deep. Something that she didn't want to talk about. Boom, brought it up. And then we talked about it. She expressed what happened. She's been carrying it this whole time. And then all that night after doing the detox stuff, she completely, her whole system was purging. She said, I just had, my stomach, everything was coming out of me. And then the next morning she woke up and she felt so good. I was like, oh yeah. Oh, we're doing this. This is on. Yeah. So everything is around us. All the frequencies, all the connections is right around us in different levels, dimension-wise. And when you tap into that, it allows you to use it in a way that's for your healing, to release something, to look into something, to be aware of something. It allows you to look at that. This is the best part about what we're walking into. Because to be shown how we used to tap into our crystals to get information, and then we took the information and was able to transfer it into the ethers and do our little thing and bring it back down and redirect it. That's so good. So amazing. And this is what they don't ever want you to remember about yourself and the process of that. This is the part where they always want you to be walking around trying to figure out yourself. Today, in our journeys, I saw two beings that were dressed up looking like they were homeless. And I'm like, oh, he's not really homeless. He's just assuming this look. And I'm like, I've seen him before. But he's a guardian in this area. He looks like an old warrior back in the day. An old warrior. Just tall, and I was like, he's not really homeless. He's dimensional. You're gonna start feeling those signals out of who's coming and going here? Who has that stardust trail on them? And they can jump in and out of these ley line portals. Okay? Brings me to my next point. If all of a sudden you're walking and you're coming out of a store, or you're crossing a street, you're going to your car, stepping out of your house, you're going to pay attention to what you're stepping down in front of you. Because remember, things are getting activated. So if the lane lines are pumping up, and then you step down, and then your foot or your toe just comes in activation of the current that's moving through a pulse, and then now you've gotten yourself flipped and fall and hurt, and you don't know what the hell happened. You have to be aware of this. And you have to be aware when you're driving and you're going to those same places that you normally go to, like to a park, or you're going to go for your walk, or you're going to go, it might look a little different. There might be an activated portal that's waving, and you're thinking you're just dehydrated, but you're going to keep on walking, and then you walk right through it, and then all of a sudden everything changes. I want you to remember this if this happens to you, because I've done that. Make sure if you find yourself in that situation, you take a breath, and I want you to walk backwards. Go back the way you came, because that's your way out. A lot of people don't pay attention, and they'll walk right through a crossing lane line creates portal, and you go right through it, and everything looks different. You're like, wait a minute, I've been coming down on this path, blah, 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 and all of a sudden it looks different. I've never seen this before. That's your first cue. I've never seen this before. What is this? When was this here? Okay? Go back the way you came to get out of it. Don't keep going forward thinking that you're gonna get off that path. Go back the way you came. Take a breath. Cover your belly button and walk back the way you came. Now, why am I saying the belly button? What did I tell you about the belly button? Exactly. Because it's sensor. It's like, okay, if I cover it, now I'll stay whole. Go back the way you came. I feel this relates to what indigenous people call the little people, and they're spotted in ash and cheeks and every space. Yes, exactly. But when you hit those dimensional port lines and those shiftings, there's a reason why Trumpster was showing that thing, how it was on that planet thing, that gold thing, okay, how it's moving. Okay, you got to remember, those are shifting timelines and ley lines. And they open, boom, and boom, choom, 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 open, boom, brings in different timeline realities. Now, this is where it gets real. Remember when back several months ago, kept telling everyone, depending on where you are, everyone's going to experience different timeline events. You might be the one that sees, oh, this happened, blah, blah, blah. But then on this timeline, everybody's saying, oh, no, it was a nice hot day. We're all just, chilling. Oh, this went down over here and da-da-da-da-da. On another lane line, somebody's saying no. Because those lane lines and timelines are different dimensions. And I know this to be true because back in, I want to say 2016, 2017, 2016, 2015. Might have been 2015. I shared with all of you the time when I went up to Shasta, with two friends. Okay, the three of us went up to Shasta. Had a good time. And as we were coming back, we were like, wow, the sky's changing. And I said, yeah, it'll be fine. They dropped me off. I'm getting things, pulling things out of the trunk of my car, and then I'm putting other things back in there so I don't have to take it up the stairs. And I remember looking at the sky, and it was pink. It had these pink fluffy clouds, and they were moving, and they were descending downward. I was like, wow, that's really interesting. That's a pretty color. Pretty color. Wow, it's so magical. That's my metaphysical brain. So I go up the stairs and I go put my stuff into the apartment. I throw it all on the floor, and I'm noticing it's getting, my door's closed, but I see through the cracks, it's getting all this pink light coming around the door. I'm like, wow, that's really getting intense. And so I open the door, and here's all this pink plastic like light stuff all down the stairs, and it was getting everybody's attention. I was like, what is this? I said, wow, this is really cool. I walked down the stairs, and we're all kind of in the parking lot. We're just watching, and it's just like coming down, and then it kind of just drifts out, and I'm on the phone. I go, hey. And I say, hey, Tara, what are you doing? She goes, girl, it's lightning and thundering over here. It's raining like crazy. As soon as I got home, it started pouring down rain. I go, what? She goes, is it raining over there where you are? I go, no, I got pink clouds and it's descending down on the ground. And da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, what? Then I call my other friend, hey, what are you doing, Dick? She goes, no, it's raining over here where I am. And da-da-da-da-da. And I said, what? And I said, what's happening with you? Are you getting a storm? I said, no, it's not raining over here. Both of these two live like maybe 15 and 20 minutes away from me. Different directions. And I'm like, it's not raining, but we have this pink descending cloud stuff that's lighting up everything pink, and it's coming all down. I'm like, and it doesn't hurt or anything. It's kind of like this ooh feeling. But they were getting the storms. It was pouring down rain. It was lightning and thundering around them. But I'm sitting here going, kumbaya with the pink stuff. Yay. All right. What is this? I was having an entirely different type of event happening to me. And then I'm like, yeah, no, it's not raining. Rain never came. No thunderstorm ever came. There was nothing. But we were all just like looking at all of this. I was like, whoa. So this is why I'm saying to be aware of this. All right. As going forward, through this door right now. Okay. Through this doorway. Got to remember, we're in the summer door, and then it's going to line up, and it also activates a winter door for the others on the other side. But that's got me wondering now. And then I went down another rabbit hole. Now, this is just thought. This is why I'm sharing this with the family here. I just want you to think about this. Why is it some countries and some places, states, are seeing 2, 3, 4 suns, and then others are only still seeing one sun? What's happening? Shouldn't we all be able to see the same thing with the sun? And how is it that the other side of the planet is going to experience winter and we're experiencing summer? Why is that? If we're kind of laying out flat, shouldn't that just... So you mean the sun is only coming halfway? Like, how's that? Shouldn't everything be winter and everything be summer if it's like this on a disc? If it's like this on a disc? I'm just wondering. Make it make sense to me. If it's like this on a disc, United States over here, Europe's over here. How does that work? Just saying. I'm just saying. Because I know it's the Matrix, right? I'm just saying. Okay. Are you ready for your codes? I'm sorry, I digress. I went down that road, didn't I? I just can't help myself. Okay, so let's do this one. This is a big energy code. And let's do okay. Let's do this one. This is a big one, okay? Okay, everyone taking a nice deep breath. Breathe in. Let me close this real quick. Exhale it out. And breathe in again. Exhale it out. 90, 900 999 7 9999 7777 077. Activate transmission, divinely align, accelerate, amplify. Okay, this is going to be for detoxing, things that are not supposed to be sitting in your body. Ready? 682 86 78 33 79. Activate transmission, divinely align. Amplify. Okay, here's my notes. Let's one more. Let me see if I want to do. Breathe that one in. That one, the first one was the big one. Let me see. Okay. This one will help you with your memory. Okay? Here we go. 589 32 40. Activate transmission, divinely align, accelerate, amplify. Okay, we got two more and then that'll be enough for you. I'm going to tap into those clairs. You know those clairs. Okay, here we go. 818 88 49 49 21 67. Activate transmission, divinely align. Okay, last one. Okay, 88 44 242. Activate, divinely align, accelerate, amplify. Okay. Now you get to work with those. Get to work with that energy. You can drink that energy in. You could just allow that energy. It's already activated in your body. Just call it in. It's already activated. If you want to go back and write the numbers down and put them on a glass, you may do that. Or if your glass of water was already there, you already got it. Therefore, drink half of the water, fill it back up, and it will recharge itself again and recenter, and you can drink it again. Okay? All right, let's take a look at our read and information for today. Yeah, Hardy Boys. Nancy Dream. All I've been doing is just drinking I had some celery. I was craving celery. Best thing for people who are mer people, when you want to have something crunchy, if you're not going to do the cabbage thing or carrots or something, I like to crunch on that celery. It takes that whole, gotta have something crunchy, out of my mind. Okay, we're going to do the activations, sacred geometry activation message. So we got 2 cards there. Now remember, this is all about what resonates with you. If it's a message, I love doing these because people will come back later and say, oh my God, that's exactly what I've been going through. Da, 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 da. Okay, we're going to have also our herbal astrology plant. Okay, the shaman, star wisdom. You know, I always have to do the big reads on our portal days. Gateway of the light activation. Okay, and then we're going to add in the star codes. Remember what happened last time? 2 of the cards matched up. Star codes needed for this message. Okay, a little star code. I'm standing on my grounding pad right now. I'm like, let me put my grounding pad. Because that's a lot of energy to be processing right now. If you're feeling really tired, drink your juices, your teas. I bought some cute little wafer tea cookies. So when I have my hibiscus tea with lemon balm and chickweed, I love that combination. I love it hot and I love it cold, especially cold. That's really a good combo of plant medicine. Okay, and now we're going to do the next level, which is all about Lemuria. And then the light codes that goes with that. Since that one's jumping out of my hands. Okay, and then the final one is the Golden Age one. I just love her artwork. I love her work. Izzy Ivy. I just love her work. It's so, when I see it, I'm just drawn into it. And it's the activations that come through it are so on point. All right, all right, all right. Let's jump into it. Shabam. Let's go. All right, the first two geos, sacred geometry cards, are going to be the realization number 37. In this one, the frequency of realization supports the internal process of becoming aware of our heart-centered truth, as well as the external process of becoming our highest expression in this world. This is a pretty color. So pay attention if you start feeling like you need to do colors, like expression of colors, like you're bedding, or if you have piercings in your ears and you want to wear something colorful, just take a look at that. Okay, 30, integration. The frequency of integration supports our embrace of every aspect of ourselves, allowing what we perceive as positive and what we perceive as negative to harmonize in balance and sympathy of life. This is integration. Pretty colors. And we got that number 30, Trinity number. Okay, now we're going to step into the realm of the astro codes. And this will start straight off with the plants. Oh my gosh. Can't make this stuff up, I'm telling you. Just can't make it up. Where's my book? What did I do with it? Everything gets lost up here in the. I just put it down a second ago. It's laying up. Here it is. Okay, you want to know what it is? Are you ready? Are you ready? After what I just said. Can't make it up. Hibiscus. Hibiscus is a very, and that's the number 14. Now we already have, okay, so we got the 14. Hibiscus brings in joy. Now look at this picture. It has the hummingbird in it. Has the three aspects. Her first self, second self, third self. But look at the hummingbirds. I'm telling you, I make that. I put it in my teapot, my hibiscus. I get the chickweed because that's all about deep breaking up stuff, getting stuff out of the body. And then I like to put that lemon balm in there and let it all get. Now, I don't want it too super, super dark red. I like the red color. But when it's too much hibiscus, it can be a little bit irritating a little bit. So I like it just right. So I do like I'll do a teaspoon of hibiscus, teaspoon of my chickweed, and maybe a half a teaspoon of lemon balm. Because lemon balm is good for the nervous system. It's relaxing. I'm telling you, I'll be drinking it. I'll be like, how's it going? How's life doing? Yeah, it feels really good today. So hibiscus in the plant, and it says nectar, grace, sensuality, beauty, divine, feminine, nurturing, creative, abundance. This is in connection with Venus and Pluto. Okay, Venus and Pluto energy. So it says you are the essence of grace, that which binds the universe into form. You hold and cradle life. You are the nurturer. Your presence brings renewal and joy to others. Express your creativity to keep attracting this colorful energy back to you. Like the hummingbird, you are the creator, the creature of the nectar, a conduit of divine love and joy. So when you do the hibiscus, You're taking in creative energy, joy energy, but you're also connecting to the hummingbird energy, that love, that swift, that rapid moving, but yet subtle, yet balancing. So that is our plant today, the flower hibiscus. Hibiscus tea time. It's time for tea. Okay, so there's your tea, your plant. Now we got this before. Look, man, I can't make this up. Okay, so the shaman star wisdom. This is the Lemuria and Atlantis. Both of them being in harmony. The Lemurians, the feminine energy, and the Atlantis is the more male energy side. Okay, then we have the portals. This is one of those reads that's going to go, what? I know, hibiscus is my favorite too. Solar light upgrade, solar plexus chakra, inner fire, willpower. Here's the Stargate activation. That's crazy. Okay, now the astro codes. The first one we have Aquarius, which is the collaborator, to collaborate, which is number 11. Look how the water is being poured. Look at that. And then we have Paulus Athena. Think. Number 30. Think. Look at this. That's the mass. It's requiring you to think. Think. Okay. Now we're going to go into the Lemurian codes. New blueprints. Number 38. Yeah, I would highly say those upgrades are coming in pretty hard. And this is why you get tired. You just want to lay down. This is also that energy when you say, oh God, I don't think I want to do that. You want to take care of the self. And this is where you have to be okay with saying, I don't think I need to go do that today. I think I need to just be. This is where you say that to yourself now. Okay. Duality merge. Surrender dark into the light. Surrender dark into the light. The merging. That's what it kind of feels like, what we're going through. Good codes there. And our final card that wraps it all up. Are you ready for this? Are you ready? Number 22. Of course, it has to be a master number. Why not? Kundalini Creatress. The Ace of Light codes. Look at this. I got goosebumps all over me. I should say frequency bumps all over me. Look at that. OMG. How many of you are feeling that? Now, I already told you what it's like when you lay down on your bed and you're feeling like something's moving behind you. You're like, what is that? The energy coming up the spine. We're going to dive into this one, 22. The Ace of Light codes, the sacral chakra guardian. The time is right to bring your dreams into fruition. Follow your passionate calling. Trust your instincts and the support within and around you. Trusting yourself. So it's saying when you're really feeling connected to something that's got your passion running, follow that. Follow into that. I have a lot of different passions I like to do. I like to work with the codes. I like to paint things and write codes out. I love that stuff. And then I try to figure out how can I get this to share this to people. Like, these aren't done yet. I'm not finished with them yet. But making little wall mandala things. So it's not finished yet. I have to put another coat on and then give it that effect. And then I said, oh, well, I can't just stop there. I want to do a butterfly line. Making the codes. So that's how this flows. That Kundalini, the creatress, what's coming in, that's creating for you. Which this necklace is also a which necklace? Oh, the picture. Wait, I'm missing what you're saying. Oh, you had the same color. Oh, on your necklace. Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Yes. Pay attention to when your team is trying to get you to get something else. Because, like, I was told for 2 days I needed to get a blue stud. And I'm thinking, well, do I want to get another pierce? Do I want to get it pierced? And then I was like, maybe I'll wait. I don't want to. We're in the door. I was like, okay, I'm supposed to go get some blood work done. I'm not doing that right now. I'm waiting. Wait till the time's just right. Okay? There's a reason. You don't want to be depleted on certain time doorways you're going into. Okay? You just have to play the game a little bit different now because, there's energy strikes in a way that you don't see coming when you do something, and then you'd be wondering, wait a minute, why did that occur? And because there was a part of you were busy doing something else, and you had to really think about the timing of things. Like, I would not be one getting surgeries and stuff at a certain time when there's like different portals going on or eclipse and stuff. I just wouldn't be doing that. No, 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 no. No, absolutely not. Okay. All right. That concludes today's teachings, messages, your codes. I hope you enjoyed your codes today and enjoyed that. I'm going to go off and go make myself, first of all, I haven't decided if I want scrambled eggs and hash browns or if I just want to have my Italian flatbread, garlic, like pizza. So flat, it's really flat. Flat. It has spinach and it has arugula and tomato things on it. It's really good. And just make my tea and have that tea time. Gotta have that tea time. Okay? And that tea, T-E is Creole for tea. T-E. So tea. Creole. I'm learning I got a lesson I got to do today. So I'm like, okay, got to keep my lessons going. But I want to get into some of the things. And it's really interesting when you're studying a language and you're learning it, it starts activating memories. You might want to try that out. It starts activating you. And you're like, oh, wow, I remember something like this. It makes it easy for you to remember it. All right. Happy summer solstice. And let this be a day. Utilize this energy. Ground and center the self. You know how to do your grounding. Drop into the Sacred Heart. Knowing that you are divine and sovereign. And allow that corded energy of light to just drop right down to the high, true time of Mother Earth, the organic timeline of Mother Earth. And just allow yourself to just be grounded in that moment. And then take that light and allow it to move past the artificial light and move straight into the true creator light, the divineness of all, and anchor in to that stargate above you. And just allow both lights to come together and merge and be present here. And just breathe. All right, lovelies, go and make this day count for you. And just know that we're in this energy for a good 72 hours. You can utilize it. And the sun has just really been doing a lot of activities, so that means really take care of yourself. I like chewing on my celery. I like having my mangoes. I'm not a fan of watermelon because it's just not doing very well right now. But I like my mangoes. Mangoes are good. And just kind of lighten it up a little bit with yourself and just be good to yourself and just rest. And if you're interested and you'd like to get one of those wonderful biofeedbacks with the life system, let me know. It does still come with spiral light because I like watching when I put you in the spiral light. It literally reads that and then it accelerates your treatment that much more. Yes, I love that. You can contact me at galacticspirallight.com and there is an email there that you can reach me at if you would like to have that. So let me know and just be peaceful to the self. Be good to the self. All right, lovelies. Go make it a wonderful day. And remember, stay in your light because you are divine. Bye.